friends. Today we have a very eminent person with us today. So I'm in Bangalore for the last 7+ years. So whenever I pass through the Banerghatta road, I used to see this IIM Bangalore, and I used to feel so wow, campus and a lot of trees and very big area. And 1 year back, if someone would have told me that you will be speaking with one of the professors from IIM Bangalore, I would not have believed that. And many of you who are attending this session today also might be having the dream of getting into one of these prestigious institutions, could be IIM Bangalore, IIM Ahmedabad, or IIM Calcutta. So we have with us today Professor Jagadish sir, who has done his degree in physics and maths and engineering in electronics and management from IIM Ahmedabad. He worked as a professor in IIM Bangalore for 30 years. He has become the founder director of Asian School of Business in Trivandrum. He was associated closely with the Department of Information Technology, Karnataka State Remote Sensing and Application Center, and the Department of Finance of Government of Karnataka as an expert of on their committees. He is also one of the pioneering officers working on the SHAR project, responsible for setting up the Sriharikota satellite launch pad. So we are very grateful to you, sir, for having with us today. Would like to hear from you and would like to listen to your experience and see how much we can take it into our day-to-day activities. Over to you, sir.
Thank you for the privilege. It is somewhat, see, I was told to talk for about 20 minutes. For someone who is used to actually speak at a stretch for 3 hours, to speak for 20 minutes is definitely a very difficult task, I should say, because we love to talk. Most of the time, nonsense, as my students will tell you. Anyway, what I will do with this quickly is very briefly share my own experience, and also the experience related to the positivity that we are talking about a lot yesterday, based on certain events. I will try to tell you that, time permitting, also my own experience in that area. First of all thing, let's look at meditation, my experience very briefly. How I got into meditation in the first place several years ago. See, I suffered, which most of you might have heard it already. I suffered severely migraine once upon a time. Only those who have suffered migraine can appreciate what it really means. It is so terrible that your life really comes to a standstill. You can't do anything. And I had just started my career as a professor, and this was really a very big strain on me, a very horrible experience. So naturally, I went to various people, neurosurgeons, uh, general physicians, and so on and so forth, alternate medicines. In fact, when I went to the US, they even started said, give me steroids for it, and so on and so forth. Nothing. So I realized I began to accept it as part of my life, because many things I have accepted in life and which has actually helped me. So I just decided to surrender. But so happened, I heard about a particular ashram not very far from my home, and one Rishi Prabhakar, he is no more, but whom, of course, he had the same technique, Anapan Sati. And both my wife and I decided to do that. It consisted of both pranayama and meditation. Uh, you won't believe it. It just took 1 month of that training that I went through. As even from the very first 10 days or so, it gradually vanished. Today, I can't imagine that I suffered. I had no attack after that. That is one. So therefore, I became liking meditation. But of course, because of my work, I couldn't do it regularly, but I did start doing it whenever I can. Many years later, I suffered a cartilage tear on my knee. How it happened, we don't know. But then all that happened was suddenly my knee, I just put my knee. It was paining awfully. Again, went through all kinds. First, of course, went through what they did was an arthroscopy. Arthroscopy is they open up the knee and put a needle over there and look at it. It's a very new thing those days. And actually, they didn't detect anything. They expected some bone fracture or something like that, or muscle tear. They didn't find nothing, so they put it up. And they said that, oh, this you can't probably stand pain, you're very sick. And they put me to radiotherapy, magnetic therapy, physiotherapy, all kinds of therapies you can think of. Nothing happened. Then I got somebody in Chennai used to go every month. Was to Chennai, where an old elderly doctor, very nice doctor, very nicely spoke to me, should give me a shot, which would make my knee flexible for some time. And turned out I didn't realize that it was cortisone. And I got scared. I stopped going to him. After that, I went to an Ayurvedic, very senior doctor who's again no more, a very well known person who said, look, you cannot give lectures standing anymore and you have to sit down. You cannot climb stairs, you can't ride a bicycle, and so on. Give me a long letter, don't do this. How can I handle all that? I didn't know what to do. Worst thing was I just couldn't stretch my leg at all. Even sitting like this, I couldn't bend, I couldn't stretch. I mean, I had to only stretch, I couldn't bend my knee at all. It became very embarrassing for me. For example, if I go to a function or thing like that, they'd give me a corner where I have to sit down, where I can stretch my leg. Then it's happened, incident. I said, look, what is it that I can do about this? In the US, what happened was, first time there was MRI was new, and they looked at an MRI and then found, hey, the problem really is a cartilage. The cartilage had torn into two pieces and it got entangled there. So the doctor said, look, no problem at all, just give us, we'll just clip it up. I said, no way. I want to go back to India. There's no question of clipping money. I won't let anyone touch. They said, don't worry. In 3 days, it'll be all right. I can assure you within a week you can go back, fly back to India. I said, no, sorry, thank you. And they said, I'm going to take the pain, come here. Then one day it struck me. Look, meditation cured me of migraine. It wasn't because it's a stress mind-related issue. Can this happen to my knee also? Can this pain? Because maybe it will not repair, but at least it's a mind, the pain can I control because of it. So what used to happen was Sunday, there's one of my spiritual mentors happened to be Shirdi Sai Baba. I went to his temple and there's a huge meditation center there on the basement. I said, I can't climb down the basement. It was very painful, but at least I sit in the main hall and then let me try meditating, kneeling. Now, how can I sit stretching my leg there, right? Whenever I'm in the temple. So what I do is slowly try to bend, very painful, slowly bend my knee, meditated for half an hour. Every Sunday I would go. That was the only day I would go. I would go there, sit there, bend my knee. Bend my knee. Slowly, gradually, over a period of time, my knee became totally flexible. Today, I can challenge any of your youngsters to have a walking race with me. I can tell you that you will never believe how it. That, by the way, the tear is still there. Occasionally, it gets locked. Absolutely no problem. I walk very freely, and I never listen to the doctor. In fact, where I am sitting in my study, okay, the rest of the house is downstairs. There, I only have a bed upstairs. I don't know about must be climbing 50 times up and down the staircase. Nothing happens to me. You won't believe it. This is as far as my meditation experience is concerned, and you know why I became a dedicated meditator. And thanks to this, suddenly once I saw, very accidentally, this was 2 workshops ago, because I used to do meditate, but it was not very regular. I needed some discipline, right, correct time, etc. And then I saw this. I received somebody sent me an email link of this meditation workshop, 40-day meditation workshop. I immediately joined in, and it has been a very great blessing. Like many things have happened to my life. Most of the things that have happened to my life, and I'm a very happy person and very good career and a very happy life is all because of something good has always been happening to me. And probably this link that came to me about the meditation workshop was again an excellent thing that happened to me, because of which I have become again dedicated meditator in this group. I use every opportunity. For example, when this youth program came, I readily agree, right? One thing I love to be come as youngsters, and second thing is here's an opportunity. I do the morning meditation, I do evenings, I do this for this anything related to the Pyramid Valley or the Buddha CEO Foundation, because it will be extremely helpful. That is as far as my experience is concerned. Let me just tell you something about what we discussed at length about how meditation helps you or should help you in positive thinking, because positive thinking is a very, very important. Let me give you 2 very true incidents, unbelievable incidents of somebody else, of my students, and then if time permitting, I'll go to my own experience about positive. Uh, as you heard of my resume, I was a director, founder director of an institution. And it so happened I had to leave that because the institute, my own IMD, wanted me back here. So what happened for some time I was balancing. I'd go there, sit there and continue until we found a new director, and I would also come here and do my work. So it was placement time, and we have hardly 60 students, so there was no problem actually in placing. But I went there during placement time, there was a lot of frustration. There were those two, there were some parents also complaining. I said, "Hey, what's happening?" So one of the other professors and the other staff came and told me, sir, these people are very angry because some people are not getting placed. I said, how many people are? So right now only two people are. I said, what happened? There were student girls. They are very fond of my students, and they were also fond of me. I said, the parents came and asked about the parents. I said, look, do you mind if I just talk to your children, girls? So one by one called them, and identical discussion I had with them. I said, what kind of jobs are you? Why haven't you got? So both of them independently said they applied for HR, they applied for marketing, they finance, etc. And everywhere they go, they were not getting the job. They're getting rejected. Which is your subject? Why are you doing marketing, HR, and why are you applying for every job that comes up? So because we're not getting any job. So we try apply every job that comes so that at least we can get one. You realize what we have done. There's something called a vibe, you all understand, right? Your thoughts that you project. And in meditation, you already learned that's the energy that you project. And he said, look, you know what you're doing? Every time you sit in front of a interview, you already have decided you have no confidence. You may or may not get the job. That's why you're applying for everything, right? So you are thinking you're going saying that you won't get the job, and the interview knows that he feels the same way, and actually get rejected. So I found out through talking to them for a long time that one of them was actually interested in HR job, one of them market job. I said, then forget applying for all the jobs. How many jobs applicants are available now? You only apply for marketing job, interview you're going to sit, you're going to say HR. You won't believe it. Next evening was my flight back to Bangalore. By afternoon, both of them had got the job as they wanted. One in HR in Bangalore, one in marketing in Chennai. How do you like that? So you won't believe it. This is the truth. That's how positive thinking helps. Not only it is within you, you send vibrations outside. And people get the feel. When you meet somebody, your vibe, your positive attitude automatically gets impact because the energy around them, and they also get that. Which is why you have to have a positive attitude. Now, since I have a little more time, I give you my own experience about positive attitude. For some reason, I even watched before the meditation from a youngster. For some reason, though there have been other wrong things that might happen, I've had this innate confidence that comes from a positive approach. I worked as an engineer in the defense lab. I worked as one of the only 7 officers who were put up in the island in Sri Lanka jungle. I worked in Gallup, USA. I also did a stint in World Bank. I worked in IIM Bangalore. Do you know, till today, I have not applied for any of these jobs? Would you believe that? Only one place applied was a formality, only for a formality, but because I'll tell you the reason. That was my very first job. I was an apprentice. Internship I was doing in engineering in a defense lab. I don't want to go into details. It so happened they said, look, Jagdish, as soon as you finish engineering, please come over. There is a job waiting for you. At the same time, around the same time, I finished my engineering, but I also got an admission for PhD in the Moose School of Engineering, Pennsylvania. Those of you who don't know about Moose School of Engineering, it is that very school which produced the first computer INEC in the world. Can you imagine for a person like me getting a PhD in that area, first computer? It was amazing. I would have gone there. But when these people said offered a job, more tempting, right? But I was cocky. They gave me a particular post which I said, in fact, they gave me one level higher because they wanted me. I knew they wanted me. So I said, no, I'm not going to attend. They sent an invitation card. I didn't actually interview. So I asked, what happened? Why didn't you come to that place? The job is yours. So no, sir, unless I won't come unless I get another level higher. That's cocky. They will never accept it. You won't be surprised. The big boss calls me and says, big boss is much above. Calls me and says, Jagdish, I don't know why you are being adamant, but do you know if you want to do that job, you have to come for an interview. This job is right there for you. But if you come for an interview, you have to face other. I said, I don't mind. Then what happened was I went. This is the only, I need not application. Then they called me for an interview. Went for the interview. I knew they had to give me the job because there was a written paper before that and I had topped the written paper. It was very awkward for them not to give me a job for a person who stopped number one on the list. I got the job. I am Ahmedabad, of course. The question of just taking something equivalent to cat, etc. I just walked in, there was no problem. So there again, what happened? All youngsters ask very ambition. I had no ambition. Talking about finance, marketing, etc. I was not interested in any of these. So in a placement office, you have to file your application. So I didn't file my application anyway. ISRO and Atomic Energy Commission, thanks to Sarabhai, were the only two organizations which would come take MBAs from lateral entry from INIM and meet the corporate levels salaries. Dr. Abdul Kalam had come for some work. So ISRO was one of those who used to take regular MBAs, had come, and the guest house right up, he was staying in the right opposite institute. So he sent word to the institute, can you give me some resumes that will be interested in this? I want somebody in electronics engineering. So the placement officer asked me, did this, can I send you a resume? I said, okay. You know what happened? Afternoon, I was called, Dr. Abdul Kalam called me for tea. Went just crossed the road outside the gate was his guest house. He offered me a key. All he asked was, Jagdish, do you want to work in the city or a jungle? I said, jungle. And that's where they was. Thick of jungle, Kashmiri Kota. Similarly, I don't know that. Same thing I am. I didn't apply for any job. I just wanted to be research fellow. The dean came and said, so why don't you fill a form for faculty application? I got two fellowships I got. I didn't apply for either of them. Some work I had done which was got published. Those fellowships just came off start in my life. Gallup, suddenly I was in my office. Three people said Gallup is going to come to India. We want somebody from India to go there as vice president. Can you do it? I asked my dean. He said, yeah, you go. You can go and lean if you want. Why don't you go? I joined Gallup. Why did this happen? Somewhere behind me, there was this positive feeling. I never had a negative feeling that I won't get this. It was there. And this is what happened. How did I get to this pyramid? Well, I just was just one of the people. I sat down. Somewhere, I don't know, Chandra sir recognized me and started talking to me, waved by me. And a very interesting thing when I met all these masters, very friendly, very nice, very knowledgeable, from whom I draw a lot of inspiration. This has been my life of inspiration. So all I was telling you is be positive. There is this mind. In fact, the breakout house I had shared something, and if that helps people, because one of the things I tell my audiences and especially youngsters is please don't take life serious. The moment you take life seriously, you have a blocked mind. One of the good things meditation does is you become part of this whole energy. You are just one particle of that whole living species. So where is the question of taking things life seriously? But remember, when I say don't take anything seriously, it does not mean don't take it responsibly. People, when I talk to them, they somewhat get confused. Oh, do you mean to say, therefore, I should not earn? Do you mean to say I should not take care of my? No, you can be very serious and very irresponsible person. My suggestion is only if you don't take life seriously, your mind is free and there is enough space because it is not blocked with all kinds of thoughts. I should do this, I should do that, all kinds of nonsense. That yeah, I should earn, I should do that, great. That ego gets reduced, and when the mind is somewhat empty, there is no block, you have enough space for creative thoughts to come. And that creative thinking is what lets you go free and think a lot of ideas, get a lot of ideas, how to handle your life, how to progress life, so on and so forth. And you must love to love life. That's what all this meditation is about, because love life. Today, nobody can complain about me for being not cheerful. Any group I go, I find it very natural to be cheerful and blend with life because I never take life seriously. But you have to take a responsibility. First responsibility is to come to yourself. Your body, why it has got it out. You know this body is temporary, but you have been put there. And you are responsible. That is your house. And you have to take responsibility for the body. How you treat it is very important. Then, of course, others with whom you interact, how responsible you are. So, being responsible is very, very important. But taking serious life is the stupidest thing that you can do. Never take life seriously, but do your job, undertake responsibility for your life, and things will happen. This is what I can say right now. And God bless all of you. Thank you for this privilege. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing that struck me while you are speaking is that so as we keep speaking, but I think very less we implement is there is abundance, there is abundance, there is abundance. So
Yes.
your whole journey clearly says that there is abundance everywhere, but yes, when we are ready, it will automatically come into us. We just flow through that. We need not
You just put your hand and pick it up.
that's it. Wonderful, sir. Yeah. Nirmala ma'am, what would you like to say anything?
Thank you,
As
sir.
you are also
Sir has told the connection between responsible and the way he said, don't take it seriously. That connection people should understand. Take everything lightly, be positive and all. But at the same time, if you are responsible and if you are going in a positive way, everything will go very well with you all. That connection, please understand. Very, very well said by sir. Thank you so much, sir. Lot of things to be taken by you. I mean, we have to learn so many things from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Friends, it's a great opportunity to speak to the professor from IIM. Anyone would like to come forward and share your thoughts or ask any questions if you want any clarifications?
Sir, good evening, sir. I am calling from Hyderabad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, when we have never dream a small dream, big dreams, sometimes fear of failure sometimes often comes because of maybe a past things or past karmas or whatever it may be. Even though we are be positive, sometimes it blocks our passage. How to remove these things and go up, sir?
Yeah, you're right, Timothy. I will not deny the reality of things.
Yes.
There is always some fear of failure, but the question is whether you let that fear of failure dominate life or not. So occasionally, this fear of failure does come, but this one of the advantages of meditation. It slowly helps you to become so confident of your own and taking charge of your life. You can get over that fear and say, and that's one of the things that happens in life. Should not take it very seriously. Okay, if you can give me a minute, I'll give you another example of a student. What happened? It's not what fear happens. See, in IIM, what we have, I don't know now, but at least what used to happen is because there were less number of 300-400. Now there are many more. We used to divide the students, okay, among faculty members who are volunteered to be mentors to the students.
Okay, sir.
Who, mentor means they look at them, look at their grades, how they're performing. If they have problem, they'll come to you. You're always open house. Okay, so you go to the room and then talk to them and ask them, or on your own as a faculty member, see if one of your protege is not doing well, you call them up and talk to them. So there was this boy. So normally the first term is always very tough in an IIM because you come to a new system and heavy work. It takes time to get used to the system, and people very fun. Even I found it when I was in IIM. So there is this boy. See, you must remember in IIM it's very difficult. If you don't have a 2.2 CGPA throughout the term, then you have a problem. You have to leave the program. They're very strict. So this boy was actually doing on the border. So I called him up and he said, "Why are you not studying?" Now I'll ask him, "No, please study hard." He said, "Sir, please believe me, I do study hard. I make a lot. In fact, I don't even play. This big problem, this is a long thing I can talk to you about. Many of you may have some. You see, the others who are doing less work seem to be getting better grades. You are putting a lot more effort, you are not getting it. This is called a block mandate concept, which is something of a different subject altogether. So, he's like, "Sir, but I do study." I believed him. From his face, I could know he was really studying hard, but he has had a problem. So I just asked him, he's from way north up, he has come, all the way down to Bangalore. I said, "Normally, during your relaxation time, what do you do?" So, "Not here in the hostel, sir. I'm too serious. I'm not here in the hostel. I always study. But no, what were you doing at home?" Said, I play tabla." Says, "Where is your tabla now?" "Sir, IMB. How can I play? I have left it there." I said, "September was coming, Puja holiday." I said, "Are you going home during Puja holiday? 15 days again." First thing, you go and get your tabla. And I want you to tell me after you come back that every day you spend 1 hour playing. Forget about studies. You won't believe it. Second term itself is great improved trend. Why? Because you blocked the mind. So when you get fear of failure, sir, just relax. The mind is trying to get not. Do something else. Do something that relaxes you. Do something you enjoy. The fear of failure. I also get fear of failure many times. Many times you do that. But then that's your maybe you should sit down and do meditation for 10 minutes. No, not you're a meditator. That's enough.
Use right.
That
This
is
is
what-
my biggest stumbling blockage in my life. I think I'm taking serious every part of life.
because you're paying attention to that fear. So when you get the fear, we all get that. Sit down and meditate for 10 minutes, period. Okay?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you
Yeah,
very much, sir.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome, most welcome.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Samar. I'm from Bangalore. I'm from the I1 Tech Solution. I'm with the Vindra Service Today. Sir, I have question for the Jagdish sir. Very honestly, this is a feeling from my heart. So just I wanted to ask one thing, sir, because you have shared your own experience, and that is very inspiring for us. I just wanted to know that what is a definition of a successful person in your point of view?
Yeah, that's a very, very fabulous question because uh, see, we have a very fixed idea of success which society has created. What does you want after all in life? You want to be comfortable, right? You don't have to have hardships. You don't have to think about where my next money is coming from. Okay, where somebody is going to abuse me, right? You don't want all that, right? Ultimately, you want a very comfortable life with not worry. Of course, worry we carry. We only create worries. That is a different issue. But at least with natural worries, should not come. Am I right? That is what is success. Unfortunately, there's a lot of peer pressure. We get entered by the labels society creates for us. If you're taking life, like I said, don't take it seriously at all, these labels and these will automatically go up. What the heck is will be the attitude? So once you get that what the heck kind of attitude, you go and get into the trap of labels. Fortunately, for some reason, I came from a very comfortable family. Probably that was my luck. So I never had this. I never questioned what. I told you, all my classmates were very, talking about very ambitious. I never had ambition in life. Okay, I don't say don't have. I will not tell you that don't have ambition in life. Have a goal, have ambition if that's what you want to do. But don't let that ambition be driven by outside agencies, outside work. Okay, create the ambition internally. That is what's important. That is successful. If you success changes. Once you have achieved something, you may want to do something else. Nothing wrong. Have a confidence that you will do it. You decide what is successful. At the moment, your success would be probably I want to get very good results in my thing. That is successful. Next time I want a very good job. That is successful at that time. What is good job? Is it salary? Is it happiness? Is long term? In fact, I found in my own student experience the salary is never a very good measure for your first job. It will come automatically. Okay, liking the job you do is what will be it. So success is what you decide. Otherwise, there's no definition for success.
Sir, it was a wonderful session, Jagdish sir. It is so inspirational to
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah, because for youth, so you told to be responsible and in the life, so that is so important because many they forgot their responsibility. Then they are doing as usual what their friends are doing. But you told one important point, that is be responsible to your life and to yourself. That is really great thing, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It's a great session.
We'll definitely come up with a full-length session from Jagdish sir in the coming days. But for today, we are signing off. Thank you very much, sir, for taking out your time today, being with us. Yes. See you guys tomorrow again, 5:30 p.m. sharp. Sorry, 5:10 p.m. for the dance. Thank you. See you tomorrow.